ADOS is American Descendants of Slavery.
Okay.
FBA is Foundational Black Americans.
Gotcha.
I'm asking you, can you, by looking at Nathan, tell if he's FBA, ADOS, Haitian, Jamaican,
No.
Trini?
If I was to guess, I would say he's some kind of Caribbean, but I don't know.
Okay.
It must be the hairline. Someone's
yeah. I'm telling you, that's the first thing I thought about. Like, nah, that hairline ain't right. That hairline ain't right. That ain't no FBA hairline.
There ain't no FBA hairline.
It gotta be a Caribbean. That must be one of the boys out the Caribbean, boy. You know what?
The reason I asked, because I'm very close to Chantel as well as Nathan and a few other people. And when we have this conversation, they get pushed back because they aren't ADOS or FBA. But if you're here living amongst us, talking about the police just in general, just a conversation on that, there's no FBA ADOS on our car tag. There's no FBA ADOS when they see us. You see what I'm saying? So they're having a Black person experience. And that's usually the pushback they get when they're having these discussions on these panels. But that's all I wanted to throw out there.
Can I join over here real quick? As a Black American who I guess I would be ADOS African descendant of slavery. My grandmother's Black, my grandmother's Black, my great-grandmother's Black. I have Native American somewhere down the line on my mother's side, but everybody's Black. My grandfather. Here's the issue. The issue for me is the reason why I separate Black Americans, United States citizens, ADOS, I guess, from Caribbean, is because the way of thinking is different through the generations of learning from the culture they were in. You see, other Caribbeans and other people Caribbeans and South Americans and Latin Americans and people from other places, they have a history of being able to learn how to build and network and work together. They have a pride in their culture. When I went to Jamaica, when I went to Jamaica for Dream Weekend, the pride in that culture was crazy. When I went to Trinidad for a carnival, the pride in that culture was crazy. Brazil for carnival, the pride in that culture was crazy. But because they were able to adapt to the country that their legacy is from. See, Black Americans, we don't connect to Africa. We connect to the United States, but we wasn't accepted as United States citizens. We were 2/3 of a person considered for like 400 years. We were slaves. We were mass incarcerated. So when you compare the history, the legacy, the generation of someone who has a culture, a country to attach to someone who doesn't have a country, not only is that a disrespect to the people who actually live in the United States, who went through all the stuff, but it's more of a not understanding of history and how the slavery differentiated in the Caribbean versus Colombia versus where they mastered the art of slavery in the United States. You see, the reason why slavery in Haiti didn't last that long is because they wasn't able to touch the education. Haiti fought back. Haiti got power. They had more people. They got rid of the oppressors. When it went to Colombia, same thing. But in Colombia, they was able to mix with it. When it went to Brazil, the people were just falling in love with each other. So that hate, but when it came to the United States, the Willie Lynch and all that stuff that people say that I'm learning as of now. When it came to the United States, they had mastered it because it failed in Haiti. Slavery failed in Haiti. It failed in Colombia. It failed in Brazil. It failed in all these South American countries they don't tell you about. It failed in Mexico. They don't tell you that it was slaves in Mexico. But in the United States, they mastered it. So when you hear somebody that's from a Caribbean who didn't go through that, whose grandmother, great-grandmother didn't go through that history because they was in another country, it's like, damn, they don't understand history or they just being real disrespectful.